All right, Shalom. Giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Chakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone who rule and teach well. Peace and safety and much blessings to the Yakim that's pushing this truth out the four corners of the earth and all truth and sincerity and in diligence. Shalom. All right, man, and this is going to be a quick video, but this video is just going into the fact to show you the hypocrisy of the people that's in rulership. And society is realizing, that this, ain't what they thought it was, man. Everybody was rooting for this guy right here, man, because he come up with some, good speeches. He sound good when he talk. He made all these empty promises, man. All right, but the real true agenda that he had on his mind was the agenda of the elites. You see, and so everybody, the whole earth is in uproar, man. The whole earth is in uproar. You got uproars of the people, earthquakes, and all these different things that's going on around the earth, man. All right, but what particularly I want to get into is that you got this government shutdown. You got this government shutdown, and these federal workers, you're right, they have to work without pay. See, normally, they'll work, with because they know that they got a law in place, all right, that they will receive back pay. It's like, yeah, because this only happened, like I said, in 2008, like it was a couple of videos I did ago, 2018, 2019, and it was for 35 days, but they received back pay. Okay, so they kept working. But now you got this guy right here, right? That's telling you, watch this. Watch this. I'm gonna play this clip.
Is it the White House's position that furloughed workers should be paid for their back pay?
I would say it depends on who we're talking about. I can tell you this, the Democrats have put a lot of people in great risk and jeopardy, but it really depends on who you're talking about. But for the most part, we're going to take care of our people. There are some people that really don't deserve to be taken care of, and we'll take care of them in a different way.
Why do you say some federal workers should not get their back pay? Why do you say some?
Well, you're going to have to figure that out, okay? Ask the Democrats that question.
You see? So this devil right here is telling them, it's like, but there's a law in play, right? Will push them into position to where, hey, and I don't know what law that is. Matter of fact, watch this. Let me see. What law requires government to pay federal employees back pay after a government shutdown? It says the law that requires federal government to pay federal employees back pay after government shutdown is the Government Employee Fair Treatment Act of 2019. Okay, it was signed into law on January the 16th of 2019 during the 2018-2019 government shutdown. It guarantees that all federal employees who are furloughed to require to work without pay during the lapse of an appropriation to receive back pay once government reopens. The law also ensures that employees shall be compensated for the period of the lapse as soon as possible after the lapse ends. Okay? So, but you heard what this dude said? He's basically is like, shit, you a Democrat, what it sounds like. You a Democrat, shit, you could take a hike, That's basically what he says. He said, we're going to take care of our people. Our people being who? The Republicans, So it's basically, but that law says all federal employees. But he said, I'm going to take care of you in another way. Which way that is? Or let me just get rid of your ass. You see? So we can see that this place is spiraling out of control, which that's going to cause, these same people that's trained, or these same people that's, that trusted in the Constitution, trusted in this place, man, that put their trust in Egypt, you people are being confounded, man. You being confounded on a government that you trusted in. You know, you're starting to figure out that this place ain't, for you, man. This is all a stage. Listen what he said again.
Position that furloughed workers should be paid for their back pay.
I would say it depends on who we're talking about. I can tell you this, the Democrats have put a lot of people in great risk and jeopardy, but it really depends on who you're talking about. But for the most part, we're going to take care of our people. There are some people that really don't deserve to be taken care of, and we'll take care of them in a different way.
Why do you say some federal workers should not get their back pay? Why do you say some?
Well, you're going to have to figure that out.
See, he's being a fucking devil. He's not being straight up, He's not being straight up and telling them. He say there's some people that don't deserve to get taken care of. He's talking about the Democrats, man. And especially you niggas that work for him, that work for the government. This man don't give two shits. Look at you. And that's causing people, to become furious. Look at this.
That law that you must give back pay to federal employees, okay? That is written in plain English, and he's just telling the American people that he's going to ignore it, okay? Nobody, I don't care who you are, I don't care what side of the aisle on, it doesn't matter. You got a constitution, you got to faithfully execute the Constitution, and he's ignoring it. Yeah. And so both parties and every American should be furious with the threats that this president is making to federal employees in this country. Okay? So Congress, do your damn job!
Yeah.
See? That boy mad. That boy, he's standing in the rain, going ham. But that's what you get, man, when you got Esau on the throne, man. You see? Let me go here. Salaki. This is Proverbs 29 and 2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, right? When the righteous are in authority, meaning that whenever, the Israelites, right? The Israelites are in authority, the people rejoice because we rule, we govern ourselves by our laws. It says the people rejoice, because it's fair. The laws are fair. The laws. You don't have no undercut with the law. It is what it is. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Right? These people are mourning. Because here it is, they trusted in a system, they trusted in a government, what they stood to uphold the Constitution. These people are figuring out that the Constitution don't mean anything. I just seen a clip where Donald Trump talking about we took away the freedom of speech, right? So, hey man, you people better wake up out there, man, and understand that it is chaos coming to America, man. Right? Look at this. Let me see if I can read it in NLT. Let's see what it says in NLT. But when the godly are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked are in power, they groan. This man right here. Oh no, not that one. Buddy right here. He's groaning.
That you must give back pay to federal employees, okay? That is written in plain English, and he's just telling the American people that he's going to ignore it, okay? Nobody, I don't care who you are, I don't care what side of the aisle on, it doesn't matter. You got a constitution, you got to faithfully execute the Constitution, and he's ignoring it. Yeah. And so both parties and every American should be furious with the threats that this president is making to federal employees in this country. Okay? So Congress, do your damn job!
Because these people's lives are still going on, man. Because bills don't stop. Payments don't stop. These things don't stop, man. And what he's going to do, he's making it hard, man. I know how it is when you get backed up on bills and you trying to play catch up. And that's what's going to happen with these people. They're going to have to tap into their credit cards. They're going to have to tap into their savings. And some people, we in America, man, some people don't have that, man. Some of these people are living check to check, And to be hearing that you're not going to get no back pay, no compensation for nothing, that's a problem, So this guy is furious right now. See, telling Congress to do their damn job, man. That's gonna cause people to, become in an uproar. You know, that's what the scripture going into. They shall not regard their kings and princes. Hmm. Now, if this America, which they would say this place, they like to say that this place is governing by the by how do you say it? The Bible. They supposedly put their hands on the Bible, signifying that this America is the Bible is. I forgot how it was said, man. I don't want to, mess it up. But basically, the Bible, governed the land, right? Which we can clearly see that is not true, right? But if we was going by the Bible, what does it says in Leviticus, the 19th chapter? Leviticus 19, it says, "Do not defraud or rob your neighbor. Do not make your hired workers wait until the next day to receive their pay." So we supposed to get paid every day. Every day we work, we supposed to get paid. If we going according to the Bible, no, you gotta wait a week or you gotta wait 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks you get paid, man. That's not righteous. You see, in this devil, man, he charges you for water, charges you for energy that he consumes, he generates for free. He taxes. He goes overboard in tax, and he take taxes out of the money that you work for. He tax you on everything that you buy. When you file your taxes, he tax you. Everything is tax. Social Security tax, federal tax, state tax. That's wicked, man. What this is hold on. Let's see. I think it's that oppress. It might be. No. Those who oppress the hireling in his wages. It says, "And I will come near to you, and I will come near to you to judgment, and I will come near to you to judgment, and I will be a swift witness against the sorcerers, and against the adulterers, and against the false swearers, and against those that oppress the hireling in his wages." You see, the widow and the fatherless, and that turn aside the stranger from his right, and fear me not, said the Lord of hosts. And then you see this guy, you're going into the Jake, but this guy Esau written all over. This is what Esau does, man. You see. So the Constitution, these laws that they put, they supposed to uphold, but he only, like I said, they supposed to uphold it. But you see, they use the Constitution when it benefits them, man. That's how you know this is the devil that the Bible speaks of. He's a deceiver, man. Right? Now look at this. Real quick, I'm gonna just bring this up. Now they just was supposed to come to a ceasefire agreement, right? But 30 minutes, Israel and Hamas, Gaza. I'm saying that right. I don't want to. Israel supposed to come to an agreement, right? But look what they did. They bombed Gaza right after that.
Has now come into effect. Has anything changed there in the last half hour or so?
So the ceasefire should have actually happened right now.
The ceasefire is now in place.
We recorded, in fact, in the past 30 minutes, a new and fresh barrage of attacks on Gaza City and in the city of Khan Yunis in the southern part of the Strip. But these attacks could be understood as the final Israeli wave of airstrikes that could signals that Israel has said its final word. And we are still monitoring the development of all security incidents across the Gaza Strip within the coming hours to completely evaluate whether both sides are really committing to the terms of the agreement. But for now, at the moment, there is a relative sense of calm on the ground, and for many Palestinians, the guarantee of security is one of the key demands that they have been calling for, and a full cessation of hostilities and fighting can really ensure a smooth implementation for the ceasefire, through which more aid will get into the strip and more really rehabilitation will be quite seen across multiple aspects and elements of Gaza.
But you see, it says ceasefire come in effect, but the fresh set of Israel attacks in past 30 minutes. So, you know, these people, you know, these Edomites, man, you know, they wicked as all hell, man. You see, people are realizing that these so-called white people, they are not, you know, the people of God, man. What it says up in First Maccabees, or is it Second Mac 15? Second Mac 15. This is second Maccabees 15 and 10. It says, and when they had stirred up their minds, he gave them charge, shewing therewith the falsehood of the heathen and the breach of oaths. Okay? So, just letting you know that, matter of fact, GNT, Second Mac. Tripping. Second Maccabees 15. Right? So look, it says when his men were ready to battle, he gave them their order at the same time pointed out how the Gentiles could not be trusted because they never keep their treaties. Esau Edom never keeps his treaties. He's wicked. He's an oath breaker. Right? He's breaking his own constitution that he's had in place, man. You know, it show you how he go back on his word, man. These people are not to be trusted. The scripture says, "Never trust thine enemy." So he's defrauding the man in his wages, man. Okay, and like hire you to fire you and not pay you, man. It's wickedness. You know, so this is who we got sitting in the seat, man, and this is what, you know, these race of people got to be exterminated out the earth, man. So with that, man, Lord willing, you are edified. Shalom.